Alex here. Today we're going to tier rank the running backs in Madden NFL 25 and which ones are the best ones. So a lot of funky card arts. We're going to go through it. We did 86 and ups. Put in the comments any budget cards at running back you think should have made the list. Let me know and we can incorporate it for future versions. Let's get right into it. So first one on the list will be the 86 Derrick Henry. He's got 84 speed, but he's a pounder. Right? He's an absolute, 247-pound beast. Sure, you're not going to have that many breakaway runs. Derrick Henry IRL has actually got pretty good speed, but this is MUT, not, properly statted stuff. Sure, his acceleration might be low. His agility's low. It is what it is, but, when you need 3 yards, Derrick Henry's there. When you need 5 yards, Derrick Henry gets you 3 yards. Anyways, I feel like Derrick Henry is awesome for what he is. Even he's not very expensive either. I almost want to put him B tier just for being that bowling ball. We do have All-Star that can do something similar for free if you want a similar role. I'm going to put him in B tier just because of the way you can utilize the card effectively is I think good enough to get into B tier for me. So even though he's not an all-around back, that's somebody you can really enjoy using. Next up, Travis Etienne, 87 speed, 86 change direction. This is much more of a nimbler player. If you look at the much better agility, at least +8 right there over Derrick Henry. Not much of a catcher. No running backs have insane abilities that you need. There's only one running back ability that I feel is necessary. Even the cards, the running backs jukebox spin move, I feel like they got nerfed a little bit. Now they are still nice, and there are some cards that have good spin. Don't get me wrong, and we'll talk about when we get there. But overall, ETN, I think for an 87, so he's 100k, is good. Sorry, 86, not 87. He's 87 speed, and I think I want to add him also at B tier 2 for the card. I might even go lower to C tier because there's guys that do what he does a little bit better than him. Beast mode, I really like this beast mode, especially chucking it. I'm gonna put his 86 overall right there next to Mr. Derrick Henry. Now Derrick Henry, obviously being much more expensive, you can argue the knockdown in value due to it. So beast mode a little bit lighter, but beast mode, when I was running this card, he was one of the first guys that made me realize trucking this game isn't terrible. You can pick up a couple extra yards when you do throw it on a truck stick. Obviously, people like air truck, the history around that and everything. But beast mode himself, I actually enjoyed running him. So he's a little bit more of a mix between a guy with a little bit more nimbality than, say, Derrick Henry, but he's also a little bit less heavy. Okay, so that does affect it just a little bit. But I feel like weight matters, but not to an insane degree this year as far as the truck stick, as much as I've seen in previous years. All right, next up on the list, it's Lionel Tomlinson's 87 overall. This card, it is very expensive, being an LTD card that came out. So quick sells for $350, so that's the minimum you can get him for. Obviously, he has a redux at 176, which we probably should take into account. Oh, I forgot about the redux on Derrick Henry too, so I should have probably taken that into account. Regardless, 86 speed. I actually really didn't like this Lionel Tomlinson card when I used him. He felt one of my least favorite, at least on the stick. So I'm gonna go D tier for Lionel Tomlinson. That wasn't very fun whatsoever. Which is sad because LT's one of my favorite runners of all time. One of the most talented, full, complete back. One of the best fantasy seasons we've ever seen on that position. Maybe even, is it the best fantasy season that ever was done by Lionel Tomlinson? I don't know. Regardless, he's down to D tier because I didn't like him. Aaron Jones. Let's look at Aaron Jones' stats before we go ahead and tier rank him. Aaron Jones, 87 overall. He's game time elusive back with 85 speed, agility, carrying, break, tackle, truck. Aaron Jones, I just don't think is a great card. Okay, I used them, I think, just a little bit, but it wasn't anything spectacular. It kind of blended in the crowd for me. I'm having a hard time recollecting any good plays I made with Aaron Jones, but that might just be because my boomer brain. So, because he didn't stand out, I don't think I can rate him really highly. Marshall Faulk, if you guys recall, I got this card early because of the glitch. He was probably the worst runner I had this year, and it shouldn't have been that way, right? Because he was I got him early, got him great, and then he went out there and just fell down a lot. So, Marshall Faulk, goes to the bottom tier for me. Next up, we have, and these are all, okay, so I'm rating most of these no theme team bonuses, okay? You gotta understand that. Next up is James Cook, 88 speed, so he's a little bit faster than Marshall Faulk right there. Change of direction high. Neither one of them can really truck. He's 146 for that. And James Cook, he did cook. Now, I am a little bit biased with James Cook because I do believe when I ran with him with the theme team bonus on the team of the week. So my vision, my centerfold version of James Cook was back when he was at the peak power, faster than everybody else. So now, so when I ran with him, he was S tier. But if you get him right now, I still feel like he has that it factor, but it's so hard to rank that as far as comparatively to today's card. So I think because my memories with him are great, he even has high change of direction, I'm going to keep him at A tier. All right, just personal experience. Jonathan Taylor, 88 overall. This card, 88 speed, 86 change of direction. Now, he is a trucker, right? And we all know Jonathan Taylor's 226 pounds here, too. So he's a very, a hefty, a thickly built back, 5'10", and he's quick. And he really does get it going nicely. So another guy that's like a great pure runner, maybe not an insane out of the backfield type of receiver back, but I do like the card nonetheless. And so for that reason, I'm going to put Jonathan Taylor up there into my A tier also. Ricky Williams. Oh man, Ricky was so good. Ricky's an A tier. I really do. He's like borderline S for me with how he performed when I got him. H-N. Now, I gotta make mention of the fact that I'm running a Dolphins theme team, so H-Chan gets a +1 speed. So without the theme team bonuses, my problem with him is the fact that it feels like he goes down on first contact too often. So while if you could get the corner, you can get a lot of yards with his speed, he doesn't break a lot of tackles, but that's just using him as a running back. H-Chan also gets running back apprentice. Running back apprentice is the only thing that you can get tight end angle routes and tight end wheels. The two best running back routes in the entire game, especially for beating man coverage. You go against somebody running man press, just like cover 0, cover 2, whatever you want. You want to have the ability to put your running back on those routes. It's so good. It's so good that that's why he got boosted at S tier. Even though Twitch chat's saying he fumbles. That's 2. I do agree with his low body weight getting you boomsticked more often, but I just think the ability to throw an RB apprentice out there on the field is so very valuable, especially to a passer like myself. We'll see how many people get RB apprentice in the game right now. It's just him and Dickerson. And Dickerson's over twice the cost. That's the downside. That's the upside. That's the downside. He's very and I really like running backs when they're balanced like this. Big downside, if you get hit stick, you're not gonna have a whole lot of fun putting the ball on the ground. But the upside is speed and receiving. On the list next is Barkley. Barkley is basically a Jonathan Taylor, free card, but Jonathan Taylor. I think, is Barkley also 226 or is he 224? Barkley's 227. So basically the same exact weight. But when you look across the board, if you compare both Barkley and Jonathan Taylor, you can argue Taylor got better trucking, but Barkley got better break tackle naturally, depending on how you run it. So, you had to get him for free, so you had to do those solos or whatever. I'm gonna put him in the same tier though. I think very similar backs. What you say about Taylor is what you say about Barkley. Next up, Jonathan Brooks. I kind of want to rank the free cards up a tier. I really kind of do. I really want to put them there. Thinking about it more, I'm going to. You know what? Free cards, you get boosted to the top. S tier for both Brooks and Barkley. Even though free, you had to get them, had to do stuff last year. I do think Barkley does play the game and is statted a little bit better than this Jonathan Brooks card. Don't get me wrong. So in reality, I definitely would go Barkley above Brooks. But I think S tier for being a free card is very warranted. On the list next is this Chris Rodriguez. So talk about free card. If you get the promo badge or whatever strategy item, get the promo strategy item, you could put him on a Washington theme team or not. This is a hyper competitive card. This card is insanely good. Is he on the... I think we just got to upgrade him all the way. So I'm not going to show stats off to take off the page, but dude, we've had so many good, CMC card earlier this year. We have Rodriguez. They've been absolutely blessing us with some absolutely, insanely effective free running backs. So it's been nice of EA to do that. One of the few things they've been nice about. Dalvin Cook. Are you gonna pay 2.3 million for Dalvin Cook? No, I did not either. So this is based off what I see. He like effectively he's an S tier, but just because he's 2.3 million coins. The best thing about Dalvin Cook is that somebody buys him for 2.3 million coins. That's all I'll say about that. All right, Eric Dickerson, running back apprentice. He's not as insane, obviously, as Madden 20 Eric Dickerson. I'm not sure we'll ever see a running back that powerful again. Really good. And then Isaiah Pacheco. I thought he's been fine. I thought he's run okay for me. I haven't really noticed anything insane out of Isaiah Pacheco either. Even though he's fast at 500K for the card. Dickerson's 600K, but Dickerson, like we saw, gets RB Apprentice. And that's all I got to say about him and why I like him a lot better than this Pacheco card. But that's it for the tier rank. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you next time.